Unconscious energy happens it's very common. AJ and Ian are probably thinking, what are you talking about? It's common in people who are born Muslims. People who are born in my culture, the Indian subcontinent, and people born to strict Muslim parents are much more likely to have unconscious energy. Unconscious energy it becomes established when the child starts learning about Islam. Yeah, and he's learning how to read Surah Fatiha. So he learns Surah Fatiha, and his mum teaches him at home, and his mum doesn't really know how to read it, but it kind of picks it up. Then he goes to madrasa, or the teacher comes to his house. So this should be relevant to most of you here. Either you go to the mosque to learn Quran, or a teacher comes to your house to teach you Quran, and the teacher's like, read Surah Fatiha, and you start reading Surah Fatiha in your beautiful voice, and obviously you make a mistake, as is the human nature, and the teacher's like, naughty, you're making a mistake. So what happens? Mistakes become bad. They don't just become bad, they become the worst thing you can possibly do. In fact, after that, the reason you don't make a mistake is because if you make a mistake, that mistake is what's bad. You're going to be punished. You're going to be put into Jahannam for making a mistake. Your teacher might even tell you that. For those of us that are a bit older, I know some of you are like in your 90s and 100s, you might remember actually being physically abused for making a mistake. Yes? And if our parents were physically abused for making mistakes when reading the Quran, believe it or not, that was passed on to you. So now when you come and sit down with your Quran, you're terrified of mistakes. Most Muslims. So, like when I teach kids, some of you, I've taught you this directly. Some of you will know exactly what I'm talking about because I'm your teacher. So you'll have seen me do this to you. You'll be like rushing through the Quran. I'll be like, can you slow down please? And you won't slow down. Why? Because as soon as you slow down, I notice your mistake and you notice your mistake. So I call this unconscious energy because it's so unconscious sometimes because we don't like to kind of get in touch with it. But when you can notice it and say, okay, I need to learn about how to make dua. I don't know how to make dua. How do I get better? Oh, that's kind of scary. I don't know how to make dua. But once you stop being scared of that concept and just go into it and are happy to kind of learn about it, then I think our progress becomes quicker, man. But anyway, man, Qasmeh, that was not the script at all.